Hello lovely, it is Kaylee Gray here and I'm doing my first week for Project Life 2018. I'm using a 9x12 album and it is the first time I am doing this, so the size is a little bit weird to me, it's not very intuitive, and I'm going to tell you right now that there is a lot of playing around, a lot of messing up in this video. So bear with me. So I'm cutting down some 3x4s because I really like white as a base, and I think that's a good place to start for me to try and figure out my weekly title cards. I have got some Papier Project stamps and they have numbers on and they're awesome, so I know that I want to try that, maybe with some vellum. Yep, there's some vellum and there are the stamps, and so I'm going to put them down. And I saw a trick on someone's YouTube video where they put their stickers down in the way that they want. Oh, it was on Amy Tan's, and then that's how you pick it up on the acrylic block, but obviously I put it down the incorrect way, which completely defeats the object of seeing how it looks. I'm really bad at stamping. I don't think I'll ever be not bad. So with my Stays On ink, it goes very nicely on the vellum. It doesn't smudge, it looks like it's been printed. And so I've got there, and I am cutting out an old vintage book piece because, you know, to me that's kind of a neutral. It's a bit more neutral than white. It's not more neutral than white, but it adds a lot of interest and stuff without having too much effort. This is another stamp from Papier Project, and I really love it. It makes such a nice grid for journaling, and I want to include my handwriting a lot more this year. Then I'm taking out yet another one of her amazing stamps, and I am stamping it into one of them. I think it says Lieblingsmomente. I don't know, I'm terrible, like really terrible at stamping, so I think I'm going to try and do it again there, but I didn't realize that the stamps are different heights, I think, and so that did not work out for me either. All that it did is left a really good stamping of the word, but of course I want to do the whole thing, so I'm taking that off and I'm going to try again with this. And I think I definitely need to message Fee, who's like the stamp goddess stamp goddess, and ask her how I can do this. Maybe it's not possible with Stays On. Maybe I need to use one of those pigment based ones, but I don't know. So I'm not going to use that for my weekly summary cards, but I'm definitely going to use that template for journaling and all of that. Like, as I said, using my own handwriting is definitely a goal for my Project Life this year. So I think if I've got that nice base, you know, that looks very polished and clean, and then if I have my unruly handwriting, it looks great. So I'm testing out how I would use it, and now, like, going back and looking back at it, I think it looks pretty great, but then I was not enjoying it. I don't know, I'm still not like 100% sure on my week in review pages, but we'll see how it goes. It's only the beginning of the year. And then this is a self-inking stamp, which is honestly the best thing I've ever bought for myself. I think it was like €5 on Amazon, and it's changed my crafting life. It does not go well on vellum though. It does not look very good. And I'm just testing to see if it's just the circle, if it's just like a fluke that happened. Not a fluke. Sorry, that's Afrikaans. Yeah, but it's not going to go on vellum. So now I'm testing out if I use this as the week in review cards. I did, because I am pedantic, I stamped out all of these dates and I scanned them in onto my computer so that when I prepare my Project Life pages, which I always do in Photoshop, I could have those looking exactly like the stamps. It took me like, I don't know, 2 hours or something ridiculous while watching YouTube videos, you know, like while doing something else. Way too long. I don't know. And so there I'm trying it again with the just plain white paper on top of the book page. And since I ruined my other number one, I'm doing that. And I like the vellum. It's really pretty. And I still haven't even started my page yet. This took me so long, guys. I could not figure it out. And I knew that for the first one, I wanted to use my all-time favorite collection now, which is the Maggie Holmes Flourish. But those patterns are quite intense. They are not really my speed. So I'm going to try with the bigger papers because then the patterns are bigger. And there isn't really a solid color in these photos. I know that a lot of people do it that way. They just get a color scheme directly from the photos. Dee is very, very good at doing that. She has, I don't know, she's got some magical color eye. I do not. So, yeah. That floral paper was given to me by Sarah Rondon, who's an amazing art journaler and beautiful human. And I love it so much. So I feel like this is even more special than if I had to use the Flourish. And so that is going in that 4x6 card. And just to not distract myself, I'm putting those 3x4 white cards in the place where I want to put pattern paper and embellishments and things. I'm fussy cutting out the last bit of paper from that floral print that Sarah sent me, just because I know that I'm going to use it kind of as embellishment around the pages. And I think I'm taking another tip from Dee over there, which is that triangle, that rule of thirds, no, not the rule of thirds, but if you've got like, you make a little triangle with 3 elements that are similar, then it's like very aesthetically pleasing design wise. And so I've done that with those flowers, going back and forth with that weekly title card. Still, I'm trying to use this other pattern paper. It's a little bit more artsy, I suppose, than scrapbooky. I think it's from Prima Marketing even. It's very strange. And I quite like that pink grid. And then I'm going through my massive collection of the Flourish embellishments. I bought 2 packs, I think. And then I also bought the scrapbook.com exclusive ephemera pack. I don't know, I have way too much of that. I'm never going to use it, and there are a lot of elements in there that I actually don't like. I should have just bought one. I don't know why I bought so much of it. I was really scared of it going away, apparently. And then the theme of this video, I'm just like not finding out, like I'm not figuring out what I like, and I just can't. I think it's because I've been away from Project Life for so long, number one, and number two, it's a completely new size to me, and I feel like I need to have an extra, 6 pockets. Then I decided, okay, I'm going to turn this book page into a circle because it's getting a bit intense over there, and that's already making me feel better. Then I'm going to take completely different paper. This is very pretty pink paper. Don't have a clue who sells it, but it's very pretty. And then I'm feeling like, okay, I'm feeling this pattern paper a lot more. And even though that Prima Marketing one is quite minimalistic, I'm not feeling it. Like it's making this layout feel very heavy. So I bring out another book page because I feel like when I'm in doubt, I always do that, or florals. And then I'm figuring out where I wanted to go. So the pictures I'm pretty much set on. They're already in the pockets. I'm pretty sure that they're gonna stay there. Kind of because I feel like, I don't know, I've got like this feeling this is great explanation, but I've got a feeling when it comes to photos and where I want them to be, and then I go from there. That's always my starting point is the photos. I tend to, if a photo is very yellowy or orange, then I make it black and white, and you can see it from those ones over there. Otherwise, I keep the colors, and I'm not too worried about mixing colors, having a color scheme going or some scheme. I just do what I feel like. And then I'm taking forever and a half to put these alphas down. They have little holes, but they are tiny, and I'm just not winning with it, and eventually I completely give up. So I've got inconsistent letters. Some of them have holes and some of them don't, and I was just so over it at that point. So in this video you can see me messing up a lot, but you can also see the way I handle the messing up. So I usually just carry on with something else or do something that I know is going to work. And that's how I go through things. I think this layout was also quite difficult because I had a screenshot from Instagram, and that's that one, like all that text on the leftish of the screen. That was a screenshot that I took of an Instagram comment that, or caption that Lauren made. It was very special to me, and so that also, like, even though it's white and plain, it made things quite busy. And I'm getting some of my handwriting in, so yay me for achieving my goals. Then I've got this paper, which I think is my most prized paper from the paper pad. So I'm just keeping it around because I want to work it into my layout somehow. And since that photo that's in the middle there, you know, I'm not too attached to it being specifically in this week or in the album at all. My poor little baby boy is being replaced for pattern paper. And I know every single time, without fail, every single time that I post a Project Life layout on Instagram, someone asks me how I decide which photos go in. And I guess that the answer to that is that I don't care if photos aren't included in the week. I am completely merciless when it comes to choosing which photos stay and which photos go. I think, to me, if I'm putting one photo in, then that's more than zero, and that's always my motto. And so if I've got one photo, then that's enough, you know, and it'll always represent the week to me. And yeah, I mean, the photos are always going to be on my computer, and if I ever want to see more about that week, then all I do is I go onto my computer and see it. And luckily, all of my photos are organized really well. My system is amazing. So yeah, I could just go into that, and I often spend evenings after we've put our son to bed. My husband and I go through photos of him all the time. We just scroll through them on the computer. So yeah, I'm not worried about all my photos being included. It's just, you kind of have to give that up a bit. You have to accept that not all the photos are going to be in, just a summary. And you also, I mean, you don't want all of the photos to be in. When you page back through your photo albums, you want only the very best, or the ones that tell a very specific story, like that naked one of my baby in the bath. Two photos from that day made its way into the album because that was a really, really cute time. And so yeah, the other photo of just my son's face, there wasn't really a story of it. It was just a photo of his face, you know. I didn't feel the need to include it. So my advice on that is not very, very good. Kind of just like give up control when it comes to your Project Life. And I feel like I finally have a rhythm with the spread, and I finally have something that I'm enjoying. So all that is left to do is my little week in review card, and I do this because I don't always include journaling for every single photo. Not every single photo has a story, not every story has a photo. So I just like to add bullet points to summarize the week. And I ended up going with a very, very, very simple week in review card. I'm going to change it up. But you know, if I've written it down, then I can always go back and update it, which I'm going to do when I find out I still haven't figured out what I want to do for it. And I am so happy to call this spread done. It was a mission getting to where I wanted it to be, but I'm happy with the end. And yeah, it's in the books, it's done. I will see you in the next video as long as you are subscribed. Make sure you're subscribed. Bye.